Well, it's been hard work. We might have struggled with some of the conditions. Finally paid off. Was it £26.8? Orange colour.
Morning, it's 9:10 on a Saturday morning, the bank holiday weekend, and I got here last night and set up in the dark after walking around for half hour or so, 40 minutes. I got here about 8:30 last night, walked around for a bit. 2 swims I've already fished have got people in, so I'm in a different swim this time, a new one which I haven't tried before. So I got here, like I say, quite late and set up in the dark, which is not always great, because I didn't know how things were going to settle, but seems to be okay. Slept okay. Rods are out. The rods are literally they're right back. I mean, the bivvy starts there, or the brolly shall I say. The rods are right back because I am fishing right in front of the boards, literally, I don't know, a foot in front of the boards on every rod. A little bit of bait spread out. I'm using the golden balls from Infusion Baits, and I've trickled a few golden balls all around the edge of the boards, and I've got the 2 rods that are together, sitting together, so the middle and the right rod. They're both on little KD rigs with little golden balls pop up, and the left rod off to the side has got a very tiny little stiff hinge choddy, again with golden balls pop up. I know that in front of these balls it's very clear, you can see the gravelly patches. So after getting myself sorted last night, it's literally a matter of just dropping them in. I didn't expect to have that much action last night, to be honest. It took a little while to put a few bits in. I did have to use the mallet as well, so it's never good when you're fishing close in. But I did decide to put the rods out in the end. I wasn't going to bother. I was going to leave them and just sleep for the night and sort everything in the morning. But in my eyes, I thought, well, if I get everything sorted now, last night, shall I say, then at least it's all done and I can start afresh today with no more banging or anything like that. So yeah, at the minute it's been a very quiet night. I slept fairly well. It's fairly cold here. I'm in a swim called, there's 2 swims here. There's this one here and there's one right next door, but I think they're called the Big and Little Willows. I'm not 100% sure now. I'm kind of sure that that's what they are, but I don't know which one's the Big and which one's the Little Willows, so I'm going to assume I'm in the Little Willows for now until I'm told otherwise. But yeah, they are right close. The wind has been pushing across the lake from the west all night and all day, well, and all morning. Checking the weather, I expect it to be like that for most of the weekend while I'm down here. so I thought it's as good a place as any to fish in close, and hopefully the wind will push them this way if they're following it. And at the minute I've not long got up, I must be honest, been a bit lazy today. Sat here listening to the radio, had me cup of tea, and I'm just sort of taking it in at the minute. I'm going to start thinking a bit more about it soon and get myself sorted. But I'll show you a quick outlook, so, and you can have a look at the bivvy as well. So rods are there, as you can see. The tips are just over the balls, as you can. I mean, it doesn't quite show it properly there, but the tips are more or less in line, and the line is going straight down, as slack as anything. I am thinking about maybe backleading them as well, just to make sure that line is completely out of the way and up against the balls. Don't have to worry about it then. You can see the big beach, the little beach, no, big beach, little beach, big beach. Oh, I'll get it right in a minute. Someone over there, two people over there. There is someone in the little beach as well. But also in front of me, as you can see, I've got an overhanging tree, branches, bit of a snag, so I am fishing fairly locked up as well. Last thing I want is a fish kiting off into them and struggling with that. So obviously if I do get one that goes that way, it'll be rod tips under the water job, I think. Hopefully we can deal with that when we come to it. Not going to walk down on the boards, but so the rods are there. Bit of a stake because I've just got out of it. Get on, mate. It's quite nice and secluded, this swim. Like I say, just round to the side there's another swim. It faces off in a different direction. But yeah, it's possible to have obviously two people in here. It's quite nice actually, nice trees. There's a little walkway round here. Oops. Careful, kick the old cradle. So you've got a little walkway round here. And then you've got the tree, the snag if you like, which you can walk along if you wanted to. I don't think I'm going to bother with that right now. And as you can probably tell by the leaves, the wind is coming straight in here. So at the minute it's all just been put together, got everything settled, got the brolly settled, rods are out. No sticks or anything last night. I literally watched them onto the spots. I stood there and dropped them, more or less hand dropped them in, and so I know they're all sitting fine and I'm happy with them for now. I'm just going to see how we go for an hour or two before I properly wake up and sort my head out and decide how I'm going to go at it. So yeah, for now, no joys, but feeling hopeful. 1:15. I've just redone the rods, only just. I've got to admit I have been lazy this session. Just been laying. It's quite cold in this swim. Like, I'm covered by trees and kind of hidden away, and it is breezy and it's been pretty nippy down here. And as much as all that's an excuse, I have been a bit lazy and I've just been laying in my bed, listening to the radio, relaxing, and yeah, sort of reading a magazine as well. So been taking it easy, enjoying it basically. I mean, it's not all about constantly working. As long as you're enjoying yourself when you're out, that's all that matters. But the wind, as you can see, is really pushing. What I'll do quickly, while I'll see if we can, I'll have a quick look, see if we can see the spots, because it is literally really close in. Let's see if I can, don't know how well you're going to be able to see. So the rods are there. You can see the bait just about through the waves, which is spread along now. I've actually put this right one a little further out, to be honest. But as you can see, I've spread boilies all under the platform. The left one was right at that bit of branches hitting the water, and that's gone a little bit further out where there's another clear patch. See if I can spot it. But you can see there's boilies there. I've pushed it a little further back. You see there's a white stone in the picture. See if I can point it out just there. Well, I'm just sort of out there, but a little bit further out to the right of that. So yeah, it's quite clear here. But that's why I'm doing this now. I've literally just sorted the rods out, threw a little bit of chops around them, bits like that. And I'm now going to get off these boards and stay off the boards, because the last thing I want to do is put in vibrations through the water. So tighten the drags up so I don't get run into a load of the old tree there. If I do get a run, Bivvy's estate still. Ain't too bad, I suppose. Just the bed where I've been laying in it. Seems the sun's coming through my bit. There was a squirrel earlier, which has disappeared. He was up the tree. So maybe I'll try and catch the old squirrel at some point. But yeah, so like I say, I'm not going to go on the balls too much. Backleaded 2 of the rods. I've only got 2 backleads, so I'm going to have to suffer with one of them, but the line's gone down quite well on the middle rod. It's holding tight to the board, so I'm just going to leave that really loose. The other ones I've tightened down to the back lead, so it should be okay. So like I say, I'm going to get back in the bed, I think, read my magazine some more. Phone's almost out of battery, but I do know Roy Lawler, the old tackle tart, he's going to pop down later on, I think, and drop my power pack off. Now he's got a new charger for it. It's a diamond, and so I should be okay. I have bought the telly as well, which I'm hoping is going to work underneath all these trees now. I can't see it being a problem around here. Neil Calder was gonna join me on this session, but unfortunately he hasn't been able to. But hopefully he can get out down his club water and have a night to himself somewhere if he gets the chance. So it's going to be me on my own till possibly Monday, Tuesday, and that's why I want to stay off these boards. Do like a long session. I don't mind waiting for the fish to move in, so I'm hoping the quieter I am and the more concealed everything is, it might just work. So for now, I'm going to call it a day with the old filming. And like I say, they're still the same rigs as well, by the way, quickly. The 2 rods that are close together in front of the boards, both on KD rigs, BMG curves, and they're on the little golden balls pop-ups. A little bit of putty and shot underneath it just to sort of sink it and keep it all nicely wafting about. And the left one is on a stiff hinge still, again golden balls. So we'll give them a go for a while, give them another day and a night, and then we'll inspect and look at it all tomorrow if nothing's happened. See where we go from there, I suppose. Obviously I will record if anything happens, do some video. Even if it's a tench, I'll record it. I mean, this is my 4th session, even though this is part 3 of the diaries. I did have a session last week which I kind of add to myself, if you like, and didn't do no recording. And I did manage a tench, so I've gone from catching nothing to, or shall we say lots of weed, to being able to catch a tench. So it's moving up slowly and surely. It's all going in the right ways. I shouldn't be catching no weed down here. A lot of the surface weed has gone down here as well now, I've noticed. It doesn't seem to be about, so although there is obviously weed in the lake, but where I am and where I'm fishing shouldn't be a problem, obviously. And who knows, tench, carp would be nice, but if there is a tench coming, then I'll take that as well. I guess we'll just have to see. Yeah. Okay, so it's 7 o'clock. Not a lot going on, apart from a few people popping down. Tackle tart's been down, Mr. Lawler. Bought me my power box, thank you sir. So now I can charge the phone, watch the old match a day later, which should be a result. Also Chris, one of the bailiffs, has been down. Had a lovely chat with him, right nice chap. Plenty of experience on this place. Give me some hints and tips and just general information. And while we were sitting there talking about certain spots that he was letting me know about, a fish jumped right on the spot he was on about, more or less, and then jumped a second time as well. So I've now not fishing so close in. I've got 2 that have gone right out by the aerator over there. So I'm going to give them a go. One's on where the fish sort of jumped, and one's the other side of the aerator. Experience, he knows his stuff, so I'm going by what the man says, and I'm going to try and give that a go. Literally stiff hinge choddies on both, one being with a fluoro section for a boom, and one with a braided section. And obviously my left rod is still in close, just round the corner here, just as it drops off a little bit. A few baits spread around it, and that's on a stiff hinge choddy as well. We've just had a bit of a downpour for the last, I don't know, half hour or so. So things are a little bit wet. I'm not too bad, the wind's coming across me, so it's coming here a little bit, but otherwise it's fine. But now the sun's back out, which is a good thing, I suppose, although I've got no problem with the weather being the way it is. But I was contemplating putting a wrap on, but I'm hoping I'll get away with it now. So I'll show you how it looks at the minute. So the rod's where they were. As you can see, the sun's back out, but you can see the aerator over there. Well, I've got one to the left of that, pretty much pointing towards that chap's bivvy, just past the aerator. And I've got one in line or just slightly short of the aerator to the right, sort of about there. And that's where the fish jumped. So I've just redone them, new pop-ups on them, golden balls pop-ups of course, and I'm going to see how they go. And both went down fairly decently. I'm going to leave them now there for now, and then I will renew them before it gets too dark. So 7 o'clock now. I'll give it probably an hour or so, and if I have no joy on them, I'm going to keep the rods in them positions, but I will refresh them quickly, another bit of foam, and just make sure they thump down nice as best as I can get them, sort of thing. And then I'll be leaving them for the night, and possibly a majority of the morning. Chris has said to me he's got work in the morning, but he may pop in about 7 o'clock ish, so I said to him I'll do him a nice cup of tea, as long as he brings a cup, because I don't have a spare cup. But yeah, so I'll be gaining more information. I'm sure he's going to come and see if I've had any luck with the info he's given me, and hopefully I can say that I've had one, but I guess I'll have to see on that point. So yeah, rod's there, sorted for now. Going to give it an hour or so, listen to the football at the minute, and then I'll redo them just to make sure they're spot on how I want them. Because I felt them go down, they felt alright, but I think I can get better. But the distances are right, so it won't be hard to clip back up, and then they'll be set for the night. Like I say, Roy came down earlier along with Joshua and Alex. Top man bought me the power pack and bought me some AA batteries as well, because I think my receiver on my box is going, so I've just renewed that battery. Had a good chat, caught up with a few bits, and now he's obviously disappeared and gone home. That was a while ago, I must admit. So yeah, so things are quiet still, apart from lots of chatting going on with people. Enjoying it. The rain has now stopped, which is good. Looks like it's going to be a nice evening now. The sun's come out, blue sky, clouds. So yeah, like I say, it came over real dark. Did throw it down, and a few bits. The edge of the ground sheet, shall we say, is a bit wet, and a few bits in here have got a bit wet. But I knew the wind would be blowing across me while I was down here, so I kind of catered for that a little bit. Like I say, I may put the wrap on just in case it goes off again tonight, because I don't know if there's meant to be any rain tonight, but I'll see how I feel. Right, 5 to 9 in the morning, Sunday morning. I've just got up, lazy, and another, well, I say quiet night, about 10:30 last night. The right rod got a bleep, but that went on for quite a while. It would bleep once, then nothing, and then about 2 minutes later it bleep again. A bit like a bream bite, if you like, but there's no real bream in here, so I think there's one. Boris, I think they've called him. Yeah, so that went on for a bit, and it was dropping back a little bit. I was getting out, tightening up slightly, getting back into bed, and then it was going again, to the point where in the end I picked up the rod and sort of just brought it in to see what was going on. There was no fish on the end. I thought I'd better check it, like bit of weed, so whether the line was running through some weed and the fish were in that area, I don't know, but yeah, so I had to redo the rod about, like I say, I went on for about half hour, so about 11 o'clock or so. Yeah, apart from that, it's been the odd bleep through the night, but nothing really. I kind of fell asleep fairly early. I must be proper tired lately. I'm just really lazy, I don't know, but yeah, so you got the two rods now that are together, they're straight out, and obviously the one at the angle is right in close still, and hopefully maybe today or tonight is the one. Now I've got my spots and I've sorted them out a bit earlier today, I'm hoping to be in the right places before it's too late. I think I left it too late to get in where I wanted last night, but they're marked up, so I'll make sure they're there nice and early tonight, ready for when the fish move in, hopefully. It's a lovely sign. Time for tea. So it's 11:30 and I've had a move about with the rods. Basically, I noticed this morning where I'd baited up in front of the boards that quite a bit of the bait had gone. Now it could be tench, it could be anything, I suppose. But not long after I noticed that, and I was sitting here watching the water for a bit, right in by the trees and kind of where that weed's moved in, there was a big black carp jump out, head and shoulders up and then straight back down. So what they've done is they've obviously moved in at some point and nicked some of the bait. And yeah, with the wind still pushing this way, and there's little bits of bait out there, and I've put a few more chopped up golden balls out there. So what I've done is I've kept one, the middle one, out next to the aerator basically, which is the one that's going off at the minute, and I've dropped the right one back in short and the left one is in short, but they've all been redone. I'm trying out 2 new rigs as well that I've just made up for the ones that are in close, which is a combi link basically, fluoro into a tiny bit of stripped back braid, so no coating at all, just nice and loose braid, with golden balls pop-ups on with a little shot underneath it, so kind of KD style, but it's just more that the fluoro section is the majority of the rig, should we say, and there's only a tiny bit of braid on there at the end for the hook and that to give it some movement. So it looks good in the water, they sit nice, and I'm going to try them in close because the water is fairly clear at the minute. So I've been testing them out, excuse the tea bags, but you know, love my tea. So I've got my water there, which I've been testing my little rigs out in and make sure everything sits right. And I'm quite happy with that. And the right one, I have backleaded the 2 real close in ones, so they're like straight down, so hopefully I shouldn't get any problems with them, although that was the right one, just bleeped. But so yeah, so it's just a little update. Yeah, otherwise not a lot really going on. I'm just sort of watching the water. I've seen the one jump right in front of me. I've seen a couple jump right in the shallows, right by the tree over there. Looks a bit like a bonsai tree sticking out of the water. I think you're allowed to cast to it from this swim, but that branch there makes it impossible pretty much. So I do have only a slight gap to cast distance wise out, which hasn't been a problem. It's not no stress, but I'm quite happy with, like I say, with the one out in the middle by the aerator. Fish were there last night, there's a couple jumping out there. I put the old stiffed hinge out there, little choddy basically, 18mm golden balls pop up from Infusion, who kindly sent me some bits. So I was running short this week. I was down to my last bits. Contacted Infusion Baits and he got the stuff to me ASAP basically. The golden balls pop ups, 2 different sizes, 14s and 18s, and 2 different sizes of 5 key of the bottom baits. So I've got the 18s, I think it is in 5 key, and the 15s or 14s, whatever, they're in 5 key as well. So mega service to get them to me by Friday. I think I only spoke to him Wednesday or whatever it was, Tuesday maybe, Tuesday night. So I have to give a massive thanks to him for making sure I had something ready to come down here with. But yeah, so that's got the 18mm golden balls has gone out in the middle, and you've got the little 14 millers pop-ups on the right and the left rod that are in close on like a KD style, but like I say, it's a new style rig, the old combi rig. It's a video that I watched off Sean Harrison actually, the way he ties it, and to say it's much easier to do is an understatement. To get it so it's real close, so the braid is real close, you haven't got loads of braid basically, it's more fluoro. Yeah, I really like it. The knot is really strong. I'm hoping I've done it right. I'm pretty sure it's right. I've tested the knot, it is solid, and it's nice and tidy as well, so I'm giving them a go in a minute. Like I say, in this clear water they look really good, so I'm hoping that'll up my chances. Backleaded both of them, so hopefully it's really inconspicuous now. And we'll see, I mean, see if I can get anything happening today. The fact that one jumped right in front of me earlier on, right in close, then it means they're not that bothered about the lines being there. So, and I have been getting bleeps off the rods when they were out in the middle, what I think is the fish moving through this area and just catching the lines on their way through. So I don't think that's bothering them at all. And like I say, the bait has gone, so hopefully they'll venture back in here. The wind is still coming in here. It's slightly turned a bit, but I think it's due to come back this way. It's the right one again. So yeah, that's it for now. See how we go with that, I suppose. "5:30, Sunday evening. Still no joys, but I'm just sorted the middle rod. Second time I sorted the middle rod. I was about to do a bit to camera, and Chris the bailiff turned up again, who's been down giving me more advice and help, which I really appreciate. Really nice bloke, like I say, he's been really helpful. He did kind of expect me to have one last night, and obviously I was feeling confident because the rods were in the right places. I'm sure they were, and that we see the fish, you know, cut the fish bosh out. So unfortunately it didn't happen, but I've just moved the middle rod again. But just as I was about to do a bit to camera before Chris turned up, there's more to let you know about. Like just as before I went to move the rod, the middle rod, as I stepped out, I see a big, I think it was high 20s, nearly 30s, mirror come right in by the balls, past my left rod, right in front of me, and then just crawl under the tree that's just in front of me, which I stood staring at for a while just to see if I could see if it'd come back out or whatever. Then I came back, sorted my rig out and got ready to cast the rod, and as I walked out again, coming the opposite way, was a high double common, which again come all the way along the side of the boards and followed all the way round, gone round the corner. So it's nice to actually see the cut the fish, not just boshing out or jumping out, but to see them swimming along and actually in the water and close to areas where I've got bait. So, and I do believe that they'd taken some of that this morning, close in, and there was one that jumped from here to the tree, real close in, near my spot, sort of head and shoulders out and back down again. So the plans for tonight is I've just done the middle rod for tonight. I've done it early because yesterday they were showing earlier, and that one's gone back out towards the aerator. That I'm happy with. I'm leaving it. Big 18mm golden balls pop up on a stiff hinge, choddy. I'm happy with it. I'm very happy with it. I'm leaving it exactly where it is for the rest of the night. Left and right rods are still on the sort of combi link rigs that I've made up, new ones, mainly fluoro with a little bit of braid on the end joining, just KD style. I haven't changed them yet for tonight, but I am contemplating just changing over maybe to the little pink dumbbell pop-ups that Infusion done, the almond ones, just for a colour thing. I've got little bits of bait out there. I'm not putting no more bait out because there is still little bits about, and until I have fish I don't want to just flood it with loads of extras that they can eat willy-nilly and not take the hook bait. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit here and contemplate, so not too long because I want to get them done fairly early tonight, and contemplate what baits I'm going to have on the two close-in rods. I'm going to keep it on the same rigs, I like the rigs, I've tested the rigs, they look lovely, they disappear lovely. I'm just not sure, do I stick with a Golden Balls little 14mm pop-up, or do I go down to the little sort of 10-12mm pink, washed out pink almond barrels. I'm sure I've showed you them before, but I really do rate them. I'm sure you can see them. Little washed out pink sort of dumbbells, and they're like an almond smelling one, which actually smell like Kipling slices, almond slices. So yeah, so I'm just debating what to do. Or I've got the white hairy bun spice ones. I could, I suppose, flick over to them as well. Maybe do one of each, or I'll stick on the Golden Balls. It's all choices at the minute. So yeah, I'm going to contemplate that. I may do a bit of video later to let you know exactly what I've chosen. And yeah, hopefully tonight's the night. There is a possibility I may stay on tomorrow night as well. If I've got no work Tuesday, there is a possibility I could stay on and do Monday night. Just because I can, really. Once you're here, you're here. I like being on the bank, regardless whether I'm catching or not. I know for some people this would probably do their head in and, you know, just be too much, just blanking, but I enjoy just being out and away and not getting eaten by these mozzies, I must admit, and I have been eating a bit, even though I've got my cream with me, which I should put on. I need to get some mozzie coils because I know they're really good. But yeah, I just enjoy, I don't know, I just enjoy camping, I suppose, as some people will say. But yeah, I've seen the carp, they're around. You got to be here to have a chance. You got to have rods in the water to have a chance. So I still feel really, really hopeful. I keep watching the water. When Chris comes down, he literally will talk to you why he's transfixed to the lake, which is a good way to be because he spots absolutely everything. But it was like this sort of time, a little bit later, when they started showing themselves again, sort of coming out, and that the weather did change yesterday. The wind got right up, and obviously we had quite a bit of rain all of a sudden, so it stirs them on in here, so it seems. So yeah, that is where we're at in a minute. Yeah, still not cracked it, but it will happen. I know it will happen. I'm not one to give up, and that's the whole point. See, when you enjoy just being on the bank and catching a fish is like the cherry, if you like, then the blanks don't really matter. They matter, of course, like, but if you're happy being out, you're happy being out. Fish or no fish, so I'm happy. I've got the telly, I've got the power pack as well as backup in case for them times when nothing's happening like it is now. Although, to be honest, I've only had it on last night to watch Match of the Day. And I'll have it on again tonight, I suppose, maybe watch the Grand Prix a bit later. But yeah, I'll keep going. I'll try and give you another update before it gets too dark. I mean, what's the time now? Just say the time, didn't I? It is 20 to 6, so got a while yet before it gets too dark. Take my phone off charge. So yeah, I'll definitely do another update before it gets too dark for it. Who knows, maybe it'll be one with a fish on the bank. So 20 to 7, and I've made my mind up, I've sorted the rods out. Left hand rod now has got the hairy bun spice, little white pop up on, a little bag of crushed up boilies, and I've just hand placed it on a spot close in. The right hand one has got the pink washed out pop up, again crushed up boilies in a little PVA mesh bag, and I've just put that on the spot as well. That is me done for tonight. I've done it early because it seems they have a particular time down here of when they seem to be moving about and getting their heads down. So bit earlier than I normally do it, but I'm hoping that will reap the rewards at some point. I have backleaded both the rods that are close in. I mean, there's no weed in front of me. Obviously I've got the tree to my right, but I've not got a loose drag on or anything like that, so I'm going to be on the run straight away, trying to get them out. From what I hear, they literally shoot straight out away from the tree, so it shouldn't be a problem. And now it's just a waiting game as normal. Like I say, I do feel pretty confident with everything now. Middle roddy's right out by the aerator. It's gone down nice. That's got a big 18mm golden balls pop up on, and it's just a matter of crossing fingers, crossing legs, and hoping it comes in and something works. But no rain. The wind's died off a little bit. It's still blowing this way into this bay, so it's always good. And yeah, hopefully they will go off at some point. I hope that's the plan. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. Give you a little spin round. Shouldn't be long, the fountain should go off, I'd imagine, about 7 o'clock I think. So bank holiday Monday. Last night, a few bleeps. I was up a bit at a time last night. Had a bleep at 2 o'clock, a bleep about 4 o'clock as well. But since then nothing. And I've just been sleeping. It's like 11:45 I think now, so real lazy bank holiday Monday for me. This whole session I've been quite lazy, I must admit. Probably hear the rain. You can definitely see the rain. And I'm probably assuming I'm the only one down here as well. But it's all pretty dry, so I'm not too bad. It's all pretty good. So, but I'm happy with where the rods are, so I'm not going to move them. Again, they're close in. This rain might just help out, to be honest. No problem with the rain, as long as I'm dry. So, yeah, 11:45 or whatever it is. Time for a cup of tea, because I have literally just woke up again. And just relax, I think. Stay dry. (6:15). Give you a little update of what's going on. I've just sorted the rods out. Actually had a break in the weather, so I've redone all the rods. Hold on. Yeah, redone all the rods, and I'm happy with them. They're settled. Golden balls on all of them this time round for tonight. So little 14mm golden balls pop-ups on the two that are in close, which is the left and the right one. Middle one's got the 18mm pop-up on, stiff hinge choddy out by the aerator. I have catapulted a few baits around it, not too many, and that is how I'm doing it. I've had Neil Calder down. He's been down to see me, top man, absolute diamond that he popped down in the rain, but he also bought me a Burger King, so once again he's been an absolute star, and like I say, brought me some food. I was kind of intending to go home today, but what with the weather being constantly like this, I am going home tomorrow now, because I know the weather's meant to be a bit drier, so I'm going to let things dry out tomorrow. I've got no stress about getting back tomorrow, so a bit of luck, so I'm able to stay on an extra night. Still no action. I've not seen no fish moving, but what I have seen moving, well, not so much moving, but what I do know have been about are the bloody gnats, and I am absolutely bitten head to toe. I mean, every part of my body you can think of has got a gnat bite on it. They are terrible down here. The mosquitoes are, well, I put mosquito cream on, but I need to get the coils, the old Mozzie coils, because I know they work. I don't know when they've done it to me, but all my legs, behind my knees, on my arms, even on my backside, they are everywhere. They've bitten me to death. They've had a buffet on the Baggins. So I will be suffering at some. I'm trying not to itch them, but you know how it is. As much as you try, the more it irritates. So yeah, I am suffering slightly with Mozzie bites everywhere. But like I say, Neil's been down and helped me out with some food, brought me a nice burger meal, so I really appreciate that. It's going to keep me going as I run out of food last night. So I'm going to see it through today. I've got a couple of cups of tea left. I mean, a bit muddy down there now where the rain's been hammering. Couple of tea bags left. Got enough milk and some sugar. So I've got tea. What I should have used this week, definitely, and I always tend to use it, and I just put a post on the group about this actually. Someone asking why do people use splash mats. Well, I've got my splash mat and I tend to use it all the time, and this weather here is exactly, and this type of swim is exactly why I use them. Because I've had to dip my reels in the lake because the amount of grit and the reels are really suffered basically. I've had to wash them off a bit and they are absolutely covered. The swingers are absolutely black, which ain't obviously too much of a problem, but the reels I am bothered about. They're really grinding now, so looks like they're going to need a strip down and a bit of a clean and a sort out really. So yeah, I should have the splash mat's in the car. I should have gone and got it and used it, but I don't know. I guess I was hoping to get away with this weather and not have to worry too much about it, but oh well, suffer. So yeah, I wish I'd bought it though. Seems like it's getting a bit misty, a bit steamed up on the old lens on here. Might have to try and give it a bit of a clean. See what I can do. Bit better. So yeah, as you can see, it's still raining. Like I say, there was a tiny break in the weather earlier for about 10 minutes. Managed to get all the rods sorted, and they'll be staying like that, I can see, for the rest of the night now. I don't want to move about too much in here. I haven't done while I've been here, just purely because I am fishing so close in. And fingers crossed, no one's been here. The weather, I've got no problems with this weather. I've not used the wrap. Still only just got under the brolly because it's coming from behind me slightly. Plus I've got a bit of cover in here. Yeah, I don't mind this weather. It's normally good for the fishing. As long as you're set up before it starts, then you know it's all good. You can suffer it. Obviously, you don't like packing away in it, which is why I'm lucky enough. I'm going to stay on till tomorrow when it's stopped its downpour, and it should be a bit drier and things can dry out a little bit. The old cradle collecting water. So yeah, what did I say the time was? 6. I'll be getting ready to listen to the Liverpool Man City game in a minute. See how they get on. And I just keep trying to keep up with the group. And now I've got my power pack. I can charge my phone as many times as I like, and it's already been charged fully twice. So, and I left the telly on all night last night because I fell asleep to it, and it's still got a load of power left, which is superb. So yeah, maybe an update later. We'll have to see how it goes. Oh, there we go. Facebook going off again. So yeah, maybe an update later. Otherwise I can see it being in the morning if there's been nothing to report. Ten to 6 Tuesday morning, and I've been up a little while, since about 5 o'clock. Really nice sleep. What isn't nice, to be fair, is waking up to slugs on the inside of your brolly. Not only that, one in my bed, which has really freaked me out, because it's not that I've got a problem with them, just don't want them in my bed. So yeah, not a good thing. No bites. The rain stopped at some point last night from its deluge, and all is very calm and flat quiet at the minute, or just quiet, and the water's very calm, but it's quite a nice morning. It's meant to be drier this afternoon, I know that, so hopefully I'll be able to dry some of these bits out, clean some of it up, and be able to spot the slugs that are all over the place. I can't believe how badly I have been bitten. I am scratching everywhere. My legs, my back, my arms, my bum, everything. So I'm going to be covering myself in some kind of lotion when I get back, try and stop myself from itching everything, but it's all worth the effort. It will be, I'm sure it will be. I am surprised I've not had a bite, I must admit. I've not had movement, and I have been thinking to myself that really I should have only gone with 2 rods in this swim. Just because I can have 3 doesn't mean you should have 3. Sometimes less is more, and I've got a feeling that's probably what I should have done in here. Just kept it down to the 2 rods. But hey ho, another learning curve, another step forward. I've seen the fish this week. I've seen a couple of nice ones, a mirror and a common, swimming right in underneath me. They weren't spooked by the lions or anything like that, so you know, as much as I'm worried about it, they certainly wasn't at the time. But yeah, so the sun is just coming up, or just, you know, the light's just coming up. I think I'm going to have a cup of tea, sit back and watch the water for a bit longer, see what's happening, see if anything shows itself. And yeah, just enjoy the peace and quiet, the birds singing. Yeah, not a bad thing to wake up to, apart from the slug in the bed, which, yeah, don't really need that. I wonder if he's okay. It's 7:15 in the morning. I'm hoping there should be no more rain today, or none today, and things will dry out properly. I just wanted to show you, blinking slugs around here, there's loads of them, but also check out what they did to my pop-ups. Bloody slugs chewed them to death. You can see the trail, I've got to clean all that. But yeah, I left the pop-ups on there, and as you can see, they've been all over the rig board and decided that pop-ups are quite nice to eat. They were normal full-size round pop-ups. Yeah, something I know about now, isn't it, the slugs? Sharing a bed with one, eating my food, I feel like I'm married. So yeah, think about that next time. Little sods. But yeah, just thought I'd share that with you. Nothing happening. Recast the middle rod this morning, put it in a different spot, and I'm hoping that may do the job. Just giving it a flick around, try and find a spot that's a bit clearer than the rest. But yeah, otherwise still unsuccessful baggins. Ah well, I have to come back and fight another day, I suppose. 5 to 10, and the weather's meant to be dry today. No rain, so I was hoping to pack away and get going fairly dry. But as you can see, it's not happening. I can't stay on too much longer, so I have started to pack bits down, get bits away, but it looks like I'm going to have to suffer and do the hard slog in the rain, basically. I'm going to give it another half hour or so and hope there's a break in the weather, even if it's for half hour, just to get some bits up to the car and so I don't get too soaked. But unfortunately I'm going to be getting wet. Another fruitless session, unfortunately. Hey ho, it's nice being away for a few days, and I know it's going to come good at some point. Every time I visit I get a little bit more confident. So next time hopefully we can have something on the bank. Come on rain, give it a rest, just for a little while so I'll put some bits away.